again and welcome to new class 360. Okay, shall we start? Empezamos? Shall we begin? Shall we begin our class? Okay, good. Send, we're on point 21, page 348, unit 31. Richard, did you send any emails yesterday? Yes, I sent about 5 emails yesterday, not too many. Hey, have you ever sent a letter to the President of the United States? No, I've never sent a letter to the President of the United States. Have you ever sent a telegram? Once in my life. I've sent a telegram once in my life, as far as I can remember. Who did you send it to? I sent it to a person by the name of Delio. Oh, and when did you send it? I think it was 1978. I sent it in 1978. And where did you send it? I sent it to a person by the name of Delio. Yeah, but where did this person live? Oh, I sent it to Fuenlabrada from Madrid. And did he receive it? Yes, he received it. Did he answer? Yes, he answered. And for 25 years, he was a teacher working with me. He didn't have a telephone, so I sent him a telegram. I sent. Every day I send, yesterday I sent. Set, to set. Richard, do you need to set a meeting for tomorrow? No, I don't need to set a meeting. Fijar una reunión. Poner una reunión. No, I don't need to set a meeting. When was the last time you set a meeting yourself? Oof, I don't like meetings. I have set very few meetings myself. In my life, probably I've set 20 meetings only. 20 meetings. Less than one per year. I don't set meetings. Now, to set a meeting is establecer hora, lugar. Now, to set up is all of the organization. To set up. Añadimos up cuando es organizar la reunión. Uno dice sillas, si hay agua, that's to set up a meeting. But to set a meeting, to set a time. Hey, Richard, do you have a business lunch tomorrow? Tomorrow, a business lunch. Yes, I do. Who set the lunch? I did. Did you set the lunch for 2 o'clock? No, I didn't set the lunch for 2 o'clock. Well, what time did you set the lunch for? I set it for 1:30. 1:30 is a bit early in Spain. Yes, but I usually set my lunches at 1:30, sometimes 1 o'clock. And why do you set your business lunches so early? Because I like to have the attention of the waiters in the restaurant before the other people come. And it's quieter. The restaurant is quieter at 1 o'clock or 1:30. At 2:30, no. Usually there are a lot of people. So I set the lunch times early, usually, to set. Shut. Who shut the door today? I shut it. Yeah. Martin didn't shut the door. Usually Marta shuts the door. But about 7 or 8 minutes ago, I shut it because I came from my office and I shut the door. Did you shut it firmly? Yes. It's necessary to shut the door firmly because this is a television studio and we need to keep the noise out. To keep the noise out. To keep the noise from coming in. Mantener el ruido fuera. Evitar que el ruido entre. Curioso cómo se dice en inglés. Bueno, mantener el ruido fuera, fácil. To keep the noise out. Ahora bien, evitar que entre. Escucha. To keep, otra vez con keep. To keep the noise from coming in. To keep the noise from coming in. Pero eso lo veremos tal vez más tarde. All right. To shut, sat. Yeah, every day I sit in this chair. Lo mismo siempre. This blue chair. Yesterday I sat in this chair. And Richard, how many times have you sat in that chair? I've sat in this chair probably, 300 and probably 400 times. I've sat in this chair maybe 400 times. Hello, chair. We're good friends now. I've sat in this chair. Sit, sat, sat. Have you ever sat down on a cake? No, I've never sat down on a cake. Sit, sat, sat. Sleep. Did you sleep well last night? Did you sleep? Fíjate, son las 7. What time is it? Let's see. It's about 7:40 in the morning. Pero ya, I'm here speaking to you. So we say, dormí bien anoche. Aquí en España se dice, he dormido bien esta noche. In English, no, dormí bien. I slept well last night. Richard, have you ever slept in a hotel? Yes, I've slept in many hotels. Have you ever slept in the street? Well, in the street, no, I've never slept in the street. Have you ever slept outside? Yes, I've slept outside many times. When I was a little boy and a teenager, camping, I've slept outside quite a few times. Have you ever slept under a bridge? Debajo de un puente. No, I've never slept under a bridge. Have you ever slept on a bed of nails? Una cama de clavos, like in India. No, I've never slept on a bed of nails. Richard, do you speak French? Yes, I speak French fairly well. Did you speak French when you were 20? No, when I was 20, I didn't speak French. Did you speak to your wife yesterday? Yes, I spoke to her yesterday. How many times did you speak to the president of the government last week? I didn't speak to him last week. Have you ever spoken to him? No. I don't know the Prime Minister of Spain. I've never spoken to him. Have you ever spoken to a Prime Minister? Yes. I've spoken to one Prime Minister in my life, a Spanish Prime Minister. I've spoken to one several times, quite a few times, yes. In fact, I had lunch with an ex-Prime Minister of Spain. When did you have lunch with that man? I had lunch with him about 6 or 7 years ago. Yeah. Was it a pleasant lunch? Oh, yeah. Very pleasant lunch. Yes, it was. And did you speak Spanish or English? Who? The ex-Prime Minister and me? Yeah. Did you speak Spanish or English? We spoke Spanish. Did you talk about politics? No, not very much. Not very much, no. Did you talk about English? A little. What did you talk about? Everything under the sun. Todo bajo el sol. We talked about everything under the sun. To speak, spoke. Spend. How much money did you spend yesterday? I didn't spend any money yesterday. How much money did you spend last week? I spent probably about 20 euros last week. Have you ever spent more than 1,000 euros in one day? Oh, yeah. Buying a house, buying a car. I've spent more than 1,000 euros in one day. Do you like to spend time in the country? Yes, I like to spend time in the country. Have you ever spent any time in Galicia? Oh, yeah, I've spent quite a bit of time in Galicia. Have you spent much time in Ronda? In Ronda? I've been to Ronda twice. The first time I spent only a few hours, and the second time I spent the night there. Pasé la noche ahí, in Ronda. Do you like Ronda? Oh, yeah. It's very impressive. The gorge. Gorge, como garganta en francés, gorge. Gorge es un tajo, un abismo de estos. All right, to spin, stand. Richard, are you sitting or standing? I'm sitting. I'm sitting in front of the camera. I'm not standing. If I were standing, I wouldn't be sitting, but I'm not standing. Have you ever stood in front of the camera for your class? Well, in this course, no, I've never stood in front of the camera. I have always sat at this table in front of the camera. I've never stood in front of a camera. But many years ago, I did a program called Bauen 4.0. And in that program, normally I sat, but at the end of the program, for 1 minute, I stood in front of the camera, speaking. Well, do you prefer to stand or to sit? When I teach, I usually prefer to stand. And when you give a speech, do you prefer to stand or to sit? I don't care. It doesn't matter. To give a speech in front of a big group, in front of an audience, I don't care. Sitting or standing, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Steal, stole, stolen. When was the last time you stole something? I think the last time I stole something was when I was 7 or 8 years old. The famous toys that I stole. No, I stole a towel once when I was 13 or 14. I stole a towel from a hotel. All right. But I don't steal things. I'm not a thief. Steal, stole. And when was the last time you took Marta to the airport? I've never taken her to the airport. Well, have you ever taken anybody to the airport? Of course, I've taken people to the airport from time to time. But have you ever taken 3 aspirin at the same time? No, I've never taken 3 aspirin at the same time. Have you ever taken 2? Oh yeah, many times in my life. Lately, no. Well, when was the last time you took 2 aspirin at the same time? 15 years ago, maybe, was the last time I took 2 aspirin at the same time. Hey, Richard, have you ever taken drugs? No, I've never taken drugs. When was the last time you took your wife to the moon? I've never taken my wife to the moon yet. Maybe I'll take her tomorrow. Yes. Have you ever taken Marta to her house? No, I've taken her home. I've never taken her home. I don't know where she lives. She lives in Madrid, but I don't know where. I've never taken her home. Have you ever taken a teacher home? Oh yeah, quite a few times. Bastantes veces, quite a few times I've taken a teacher home. Have you ever taken a teacher to the first class? Many times. In the 1970s, 1980s, 1990s, even in the first decade of this century, I took teachers to their first class. To take a teacher from Madrid to Getafe, to Leganés, to Alcobendas, to Arganda, to a company. Early in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, yes. I've taken many teachers to their first class to introduce the teacher to the company and to the students in the first class. So yes, I've taken teachers to their first class many, many times. Lately, no. Últimamente, no. Lately, no. But in the first 30 years of my company, I took many teachers to their first class. Okay, translation booklet. List number 18, page 109. Are you ready? Are you ready? Él olvida las cosas fácilmente. He forgets things easily. Me, I don't forget things easily. He forgets things easily, but I don't. He does, but I don't, which is not true. I forget things easily too. So both of us forget things easily. Both Charlie and me. Both Charlie and I forget things easily. He forgets things, and I forget things. We both forget things. We both have the same problem. He's forgetful, and I'm forgetful. We're both forgetful. Olvidadizos. He's absent-minded, despistado, o sea, mente ausente. Absent-minded, mind de mente, mente, de mente. Absent-minded, I'm absent-minded. We're both absent-minded. He forgets things easily, and so do I. I forget things easily, and so does he. Así se dice. I forget things easily, and he also forgets things easily. I forget things easily, and so does he. Y él también. Él olvida con facilidad, y yo también. He forgets things easily, and so do I. We have the same problem, you and me, Charlie. All right. Él se enfada cuando pierde. He gets angry when he loses. I don't. I don't get angry when I lose, usually. He does, but I don't. He does, but I don't. I don't get angry, but he does. I don't get angry when I lose. He gets angry when he loses. Zaragoza, zarzuela, loses. Tanto la S en medio como la S al final. O simple, loses, loses. Do you get angry when you lose? I don't. I don't get angry when I lose. They don't get angry when they lose. But she doesn't get angry when she loses. But he does. He gets angry. Gets angry. Fíjate que le gets. Él se enfada. O sea, literalmente él se pone enfadado. To get. He gets angry. Enlacemos. Usando la S. He gets angry. Es casi como decir get, como infinitivo, y luego sangry, como si la palabra comenzara con una S. He gets angry. He gets angry. He gets angry. I get angry. I get angry. Fíjate, angry, la primera sílaba, digo la primera letra del alfabeto, A. Angry. Para no confundirlo con hambriento. Hungry. Angry. I get angry, you get angry, he gets angry, she gets angry. We all get angry. Well, I don't. When I lose, I don't get angry. But he gets angry when he loses. Pierde a menudo? Does he lose often? Does he lose often? Does he? Does he? Does he? Does he? Does he lose often? I don't know. Hey, Charlie, do you lose often? No. He says he doesn't lose very often. But when he loses, he gets angry. Yes. Él dice lo que piensa. He says what he thinks. Me too. So do I. He says what he thinks, and so do I. Me too. I say what I think, and so does he. So we both say what we think. I say what I think, sin pelos en la lengua, as you say, and he says what he thinks. He's not afraid to express his opinion. Opinion. Fíjate cómo se pronuncia opinión. Como se dice opinión. O un piñón. De piñón fijo. Opinion. Opinion. My opinion. His opinion. Her opinion. Your opinion. Their opinion. Our opinion. Marta's opinion, etc. He's not afraid to express his opinion. And I'm not afraid either. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to express my opinion either. Neither Charlie nor I are afraid to express our opinion or our opinions. All right. Neither one of us, or neither of us, ambos valen, ni él ni yo, neither of us, neither one of us is afraid to express our opinion. Okay. He says what he thinks, and I say what I think. Think, thinks. He says, I say. He says what he thinks, and I say what I think. All right. Él cree que estamos locos. Martillo. Él cree que martillo estamos. He thinks we're crazy. He thinks we're crazy. He thinks we are. Contracción, we're. He thinks we're crazy. Are we crazy? No. Somos muy cuerdos. Yeah. No somos locos. No estamos locos. We're not crazy. We're normal people. I'm a little bit crazy. Marta, no, Marta's serious. Eh? She tells jokes every day, but she's serious. I'm a little bit crazy. Charlie's not. Charlie's very serious. Yeah. He never smiles. All right. He thinks we're crazy. ¿Tiene razón? Is he right? Is he right? Is he? Pero como siempre me como la H y mis compatriotas comemos los angloparlantes todos nos comemos la H. Is he right? Is he right? Ella. Is she? Aquí no se come nada. Is she? Bueno, es ella quien devora. Ella devora la S de is. Is she? Las féminas devoran letras en inglés. Is she? Is she? Is she? Is she right? Is she right? She thinks we're crazy. She does. Dorothy. She thinks we're crazy. But Charlie no. Yeah, and Charlie too. They both think Marta and I are crazy. Both Dorothy and Charlie. They both think we're crazy. Is she right? I don't know. Is he right? No, he's not. Marta and I are not crazy. All right. Is he right? ¿Quién sabe? Who knows? Who knows? God only knows. Solo Dios sabe. God only knows what I'd be without you. Who knows? ¿Quién sabe? Who knows? Yes. Is English going to be the lingua franca in 100 years? Who knows? Who knows? Solo Dios sabe. Anda, aquí viene. God only knows. The Beach Boys had a famous song, uno de sus mejores canciones, de los Beach Boys. You go into Google, into YouTube, Beach Boys, God only knows. God only knows. Solo Dios sabe lo que habría de mí sin ti. God only knows what I'd be without you. God only knows. Tercera persona de singular. God only knows. Y también who. Who is third person singular? Who knows? God only knows. ¿Cuántos idiomas habla él? Who? Charlie. Yeah. How many languages does he speak? Does he? Yeah. How many languages does he speak? Does he speak? How many languages does he speak? ¿Qué dice él cuando te ve? Cuando me ve. Yeah. ¿Qué dice Charlie? ¿Qué dice él cuando te ve? What does he say when he sees you? Esto es una buena frase para practicar. What does he say when he sees you? What does he say when he sees you? What does he say when he sees you? Well, he says hello. He says, hi, Richard. Well, he says, hi, Rick. He calls me Rick, like Rick in Casablanca. He calls me Rick. Why does he call you Rick? He calls me Rick because that's a nickname for Richard. Diminutivo se dice nickname, como apodo. He says, and besides, we met 47 years ago. And at that time, I didn't call myself Richard. I called myself Rick. But I changed. And why did you change? Because in Spain, monosyllables are not easy. Rick, hola Rick. So I said Richard. So I changed to my birth name, Richard. ¿Cuántos idiomas habla él? How many languages does he speak? How many languages? Languages. ABC, languages. How many languages does he speak? ¿Qué dice él cuando te ve? What does he say when he sees you? No dice nada. he doesn't say anything. Él siempre se cae cuando viene aquí. Siempre se cae. He always falls down. Oh, Charlie! I don't know why. Es un poco patoso. He's a little bit awkward. He always falls down when he comes here. He always falls down. To fall is caer. Los precios caen. The prices are falling. Pero fall down es caerse. Y hacerse daño a veces. To fall down. No se dice que los prices are falling down. The prices are falling. Deflation. But he falls down when he comes here. He falls down when he comes here. ¿Con qué frecuencia viene aquí? How often does he come here? Who, Charlie? Yeah. How often does he come here? Well, you know, how often does he come here? I'll tell you maybe in the next class. See you tomorrow.